Hi, this is Gil Robles. I am sketching using the program called Leonardo. It's a fairly new program. It's been out a few years, but I don't know of many programs that have come out since then, at least none of great note. And if anyone does, I'd be interested in finding out. I love exploring these new programs that come out, and especially ones like this that are great. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple to get to know, and also it's inexpensive. I think I paid some like $39 for it. I'm not sure, but it wasn't a whole lot of money, and it's not. It doesn't have a whole lot in it. It's really streamlined to uh, trying to build an ideal application for digital artists. And to that end, it's just focusing on just that as far as the tools are concerned. So it's a neat program, and it's also one that is going to grow. They constantly update it, and with an aim of getting better and better at providing an ideal program for artists, for digital artists. And it's great. It's simple. It has a nice brushes. I'm using the brush. I selected pencil when I selected this brush, and maybe I know that's not saying a whole lot right now because I'm not kind of directing at where to find the brushes. But, um, do something on that where I talk about the program if anybody's interested. But it's fairly simple to find. It really is not that it's not that big of a deal. I didn't particularly read any manuals or programs to find out about this program or how to use this program. I just kind of played with it, found my way around it, and picked up a whole lot. Just simple as that. It's not that difficult. It has, like I said, nice brush. It looks natural as far as the pencil is concerned, which I don't get from a lot of the other programs that I use, even the better ones. So I'm pretty happy with this as far as the way the pencil looks and how easy it is to use as well. So what I do though is I set the opacity of the layer. I bring that down, and I also bring down the opacity of the tool, so that I can build up the drawing, with the strokes, pretty much like you do with the pencil, that you can get darker with each stroke and so forth, so it looks more natural. So the drawing I'm doing, and this is really not a video so much about the program, but just about sketching. One of the things that I enjoy about digital art is the fact that I can just start uh, um, like turning a page to a sketchbook and just start drawing with no end in mind except for the joy of practicing, the joy of like drawing in a sketchbook. And so I kind of make like a digital sketchbook with all these drawings that I do. I was looking specifically for something like this, though, something that can give a natural feel or natural look to the sketches that I make, that actually looks like a pencil and not like a digital drawing. And this comes closer to it. The first drawing I did of the man's head was done entirely from my imagination. I just had a clear picture, and the drawing starts in the mind. The clearer the picture I have in my mind, the better the drawing is going to come out. And so I had this drawing of this guy, and really thinking of an artist who influenced me a lot, John Buscema. So I was trying to draw a Buscema type face, and not a superhero face or anything like that, but just an average person, or a real person with a lot of character, an older man with a lot of character, which is what I was thinking about. So when I go to this drawing right now that I'm doing is a female face, but I got some reference. I took a photo of Sophia Loren, an old photo of the actress, and figured let me try and do this. And also thinking of not John Buscema this time, but artists like Andrew Loomis or the older illustrators like that. I think Al Parker or some where they drew beautiful women, and I wanted to draw or do a drawing similar to that, and it, without looking at their drawings, but just basically in my mind, remembering the types of things that they did, and wanting to emulate that just out of memory. And also, but I am using reference for this. I'm using a photo, as I said, but I'm thinking more of that old illustration type style with, like I said, Al Parker or Andrew Loomis or someone like that. So I'm drawing based on that, and so that's why I started the drawing off the way that I did. Not exactly textbook in terms of what you would find in Andrew Loomis, although I do own some of those books that he had published a long time ago. But following along that particular style. So anyway, this type of thing is what I really think a sketchbook is for, or just the habit of sketching is for, where you have all these other influences, and you want to kind of bring them in and have like some kind of practice in how do you apply this thing to what you do. And so that this is why, like I said, what sketching is for. First of all, to make it a habit. I like that I have these programs. That there are these programs now that sometimes maybe a sketchbook is not handy, or I don't have one at the moment, but I do have my tablet where I can have my stylus and just start drawing. And as long as I have a program that I like, that I can get this type of quality out of, in terms of the brushes and so forth, then you know what, I have something that's good enough to draw and good enough to practice, and so I can continue this habit that I have. And it needs to be a habit. It needs to be something that I apply on a daily basis, because what else is there? What else is there, honestly, if you want to be an artist and it's something that you want to do? Now life is that so many things do get in the way. You have to work, you have to eat, you have to pay your bills and so forth, but you have time for yourself. You always have time for yourself to do things, and what do you do with that time? Some people read, but if you're an artist, you don't have to. As a matter of fact, that you don't have to stop to watch movies all the time. A lot of times, I don't stay glued to my television like I used to when I was younger. I find that I cannot spend 2-3 hours of my day just sitting down and watching something. Very rarely do I do that now, and it's usually my TV's on as background noise. Sometimes it's on as I draw, and every now and then I'll look over at the TV when it sounds like it's getting interesting, but I'll always come back to my drawing, because this is what I do. I mean, I'd rather spend 2 hours doing this and feel like I've accomplished something, rather than spend 2 hours watching a movie or watching some sort of sports event and then feeling like I watched somebody else accomplish something. So this is important to me. And you know what? Sketching needs to be this type of habit where because you do get something out of it. If you want to be an artist and you want to get better, you need to first accept yourself at whatever level you're at. I have a son who loves to draw, who wants to be an artist, but he wants to start off where Rembrandt left off, and you can't. You got to always start. This is something that my instructor had said, that you always start where same place that Michelangelo and Rembrandt and Leonardo and any artist in history you can think of, they all started at the same place. They were all helpless babies when they were born, just like the rest of us. So we all start at the same place. But we might have a talent, might give us a boost and help us along the way, but it's this ethic where you have that you kind of discipline yourself to get better. You discipline yourself uh, um, to draw on a daily basis. And you don't need to be negative about where you're at or how you feel about, where your drawing is. You don't need to feel negative about that. You can only go up from where you're at if you apply yourself daily with the same kind of intensity that you need, the same kind of intensity that I'm sure people like Leonardo or Rembrandt or any other artist in history, a Sargent, a Loomis, a Rockwell, a Buscema. There's an interesting thing that John Buscema is a comic book artist, worked for Marvel, worked on just about every book that Marvel had in the 70s and the 80s. But one of the things, or worked on every character. One of the things is that he started out not being all that great. He was talented and so forth. Gene Colan had remarked that he remembered that John Buscema, he was working one year and then he had left and came back, and he looked at how his work had improved somehow. I'm sure that what that meant is that he just applied himself more, or opened himself more to learning more and so forth, and it paid off. And that's what it does when you sketch and it becomes a habit where everybody talks about this idea of art being a journey, that whatever you do, it's your journey, and it sounds kind of, I don't know, no, mystical is not the right word. It's spiritual. It sounds kind of spiritual, and to me, that the idea of it sounding that way kind of turns me off, because it seems like something otherworldly. But actually, it is in fact practical, because the whole idea of it's a personal thing. It's your personal journey. It's something that you look at yourself and not look at everyone else. You're always going to find people at different levels, people who are running ahead of you because they've applied themselves or because they had that boost as far as talent is concerned. But that's fine. And wherever they at, wish them the best. Hope that they continue, and hope they can continue to get better, inspire everyone else, including your own self, with what they do. But the other thing is that that's not really what helps you to grow. What helps you to grow is for you to want to continue on in your journey and be better than you were the last drawing. And that may not always happen, but that needs to be the goal, that when you start drawing, it needs to be a continuation of what you did last time in terms of quality. It doesn't have to be the same subject, but in terms of quality, in terms of wanting to get better, it needs to be a continuation of what you've done. You're always going to want to get better, no matter where you're at. No matter if you're Leonardo, you're always going to want to get better. If you're Rembrandt, you're always going. That's one of the reasons why, as you look at the works of different artists in history, is that their work constantly seems to change. It's like they have a look to it in their early years, they have another look to it in their middle years, and they have another look to it in their later years. And that's just their work continuing to evolve as they evolve, as artists, as they evolve in practicing their craft and so forth. And that's going to be the same thing that happens to you. Sometimes this is imperceptible. Sometimes you can't see how much you've changed. Sometimes it helps to look at what you've done maybe 5 years ago compared to what you're doing now. If you don't see growth, then you got to ask yourself, did you apply yourself on a daily basis? Did you think about how you're going to get better, or how you want to do better than what you did the last time? Sometimes it's going to seem like even after you've applied yourself, like you kind of grow a certain way and you level off, but that's okay. You're just preparing yourself for another growth spurt. So again, this is what sketching is all about. I enjoy sketching, no matter what the the medium is, whether it's digital or whether it's traditional. I enjoy traditional more, to be honest. And one of the things that I look for in terms of a program is how close I can get it to look like a traditional drawing. And this Leonardo does that for me. Leonardo, this application does that for me as far as the pencil is concerned. It has a very, very natural look to it. And I think it would fool the eye into thinking that, hey, this guy did a nice pencil drawing when actually it is digital. So that's pretty much it. I hope that this video was at least fun to watch. Leave me your comments. Let me know what you think about the video. And if you want to also learn more, whether it's digital or traditional, I do have videos available on Gumroad. And you can go there. There's there's a book on digital painting that's a download, a PDF that's only $5. There's also a bunch of videos on working in digital, mostly using programs like Sketchbook, Rebel. I'll try to keep it on these programs that don't cost too much to get. This is the final drawing right here. Anyway, I'll leave the link to Sketchbook. If you like this video, please go ahead and indicate that by hitting the like on below. And again, I'll leave the link below for the other stuff. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.